Yeah, good luck. No, I think you have a great attitude today, Nate. Nate the Great. Yeah, you're still a little tentative on your
ankle's not the best.
Be smart. Let it get a little rest. I know you won't be, but I still have to say that.
There's a big swell coming in from right when I get home.
Oh yeah?
Really excited. Should be a nice double overhead. God.
Golly!
Golly! Yeah. Grandparents aren't doing too hot. Grandma's in the ER, grandpa just also in the ER. Alright?
Other side?
Yeah.
Do you have all your grandparents still?
I lost my mom's mom. She was good.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, that's a little more important than that. Yeah. I think it's funny, we have a summer associate who I interviewed, and he's like spent the last 6 weeks pretty much doing everything he needed. He wasn't even supposed to be a tax guy, but somehow they put him in the tax rotation. And he just liked it and stuck with it. He's a smart kid, nice guy, and everything. And I was doing summer associate interviews yesterday, and we were about to ask how the hell does this all connect back? And he was like, "Do you ever like remember any of these interviews afterwards?" I was like, "I remember yours," and he's like, "I remember." And I was like, "Yeah," I was like, and I always thought that I remember his right. His mom died 2 weeks before I interviewed. And he had taken finals a week before. And, he told me, he's like, yeah, I didn't mention it at any of my interviews, but for whatever reason, when we were talking, it just felt like, felt okay. And, it's just like, some question came up with, like, how you deal with tough times and shit. And I was just like, well, my mom died. I had to take finals, and I wasn't at a great law school, so, I had to do great to transfer, which he did. He did great and transferred to the University of Michigan, which was top 10 school or whatever. So we hadn't talked about it this summer at all or whatever, but, then I started talking a couple days ago. 3 years were the best one in my family. 3, yeah. So, but it's funny, I was telling him, I was like, no, it was, I didn't even think it was the date. And I went for a great run in the morning, and it was like a lot of fun, and I kind of just looked at the phone, and I was like, wow, it's been 3 years. The last couple of years, people have actually done something for it, and this one just kind of went by. But I was telling him, I was like, every single time that I think about it, I was 33 years old before I lost one grandparent. One. How many people live 33 years with all 4 grandparents? Not many. And then I look at my brother, who's 4 years older. He's 47 years old. He had 4 grandparents. I mean, some people are only born. My father's dad died when he was a year and a half. And so. And then we talked about his.
Ouais, c'est ça en fait. Du coup, j'ai pas le.
Yeah. Tough, but
pas le meilleur des deux mondes.
I hope things end up all right.
Non, mais après, j'ai.
It shouldn't even be.
3-4 derniers projets là.
It shouldn't.
Après, moi,
thinking of my work, everything. Because it's funny, I had 4 grandparents alive and 3 died within 2 months. But it's tough stuff, right? Yeah, it's tough shit that you grew up in Hawaii, so it's a little further away and time further away. Or not. But no, I hope things back home anyway, right?
Yeah, I was planning on it.
Yeah.
They've been on like slow for a bit. Few things happened the last few weeks.
How old are you?
87.
Yeah.
They support the economy.
Yeah.
Getting up there and they're I think it's time I go home. Ask you guys to help me.
Yeah. No, I think that's smart. I'm good. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. You know what? I mean, like, no. It's you'll have a good. Oh, celebrate. Nice, John. Yeah. John, I wanted that for you so bad.
You can't be doing butt shots anymore.
John, I'm getting you.
I'll get one in.
I'm getting you a sports psychologist. And screw everybody else. You know what the interesting thing is, and you know, my dad said it about his mother.
Yeah.
She was, I would say, definitionally not doing well
Yeah.
for like 10 years. You know,
Isn't it crazy how some people
just, and quite honestly, she had like the worst attitude about it in the sense of like, I think she was ready to go for 10 years, you know.
that's my dad's mom right now.
And my dad, you know, like, it seemed pretty clear at the very end that this was actually going to be it. You know, but I remember he left and the last thing he said to me was just like, I said goodbye. You know, he's like, I'm just not going to finish it because she actually died. Like, until she goes, like, that woman has been on the edge of death 10 times. She just keeps somehow pulling out of it, and you'd say, like, strength and fortitude and will to survive, and that definitely wasn't it. Because I'm not sure I'll survive.
Mais ce qu'ils ont dit, better habit, c'est quand je te demande de faire quelque chose, par exemple, si je te demande d'être plus bas, etc. Il faut aller 3 times plus bas. Il faut s'entraîner à faire des contrats d'aller
I'm gonna go grab it. Just having a heartfelt moment with Nate, so I can't believe it.
J'ai dit genre, comment je sais, tu
Thank you very much.
Toucher le sol. Pas vu une seule fois.
Thank you.
No. Grandma fell down and cracked her head open.
Ugh.
It's easy for her to say like, alright, she's losing her mom.
Yeah.
Like, alright.
Yeah. My sole living grandparent now. I refer to her as the beacon of positivity. Because I don't think anything positive anymore. And I love it though, like she'll have an idea one day and she'll be like, you know, we should go back down to North Carolina and bring the whole family this time. And say, yeah, Grandma, we should do that. And then the next day I'll be like, you know, I'll call her and be like, yeah, you know, I was talking to Katie and Jackie, who are my cousins, and they thought you had a great idea. And she's like, well, what idea? And I was like, oh, go down to North Carolina for like Thanksgiving, whatever. And she's like, how am I getting to North Carolina? I can't get to North Carolina. I'm 93 years old, you know. How am I supposed to get there? And there's stairs, and I can't even get down to the dock. There's rocks everywhere. Like, whose idea was that? It's like, it was yours. No, I didn't say that. That's her favorite line. I didn't say that. I'm like, okay, well, forget I said anything, you know. I told her the other day, she's like, I woke up in the middle of the night. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. How did I know the neighbors were up? Every light in the house was on. But I can't tell them that. They think I'm snooping on them. They think I'm snooping. And they're moving, by the way. And I was like, oh, and I know she's friends with the lady. I was like, well, you should do something for her before she moves. She goes, well, if I was a nice woman, Robert, I would take her out to dinner. And I was like, are you a nice woman? She's like, well, it's just a lot. And I was like, why don't you just order dinner in? And, and maybe you can have a glass of wine with that dinner. She said, I can't have a glass of wine. I don't drink anymore. Yada, yada, yada. And I was like, I saw you drinking last weekend. And she's like, well, my neighbor, she can, maybe I will have a glass of wine, I think that's a great idea. I'm glad I thought of it. I was like, I'm glad you thought of it too. She's all over the place. But she's still got her spunk. That's,
Yes.
Nice pop, Bryan.
Oh!
See, I feel like when I do something like when Bryan does that, I do think there's a certain element of luck. I feel like when Bryan does that it's all skill. And maybe that's how most people think about the good things that they do. But that looked so easy.
You made a few ups earlier that were really good.
There were 2 against Adrian, both of which I felt were extremely fortunate and lucky. Because he was right on top of the net twice, and it was just like a quick little flick, but you ripped both of them. And then the one that you hit me was just, it was more self-preservation. You're up on Bryan today. I still would think it was probably the most impressive thing of the I thought that ball beat you definitely. And you still got that ball up. It's so interesting. Somebody was saying the other day, and it's true, and we say this all the time, but it's amazing, like how much easier it would be to play offense against each other if we didn't know each other as well, there are times that you're in certain spots, and it's like, what are they doing there? And it's like, they're there because they know what you're thinking and what you typically do. Yeah, like in a tournament where somebody doesn't know you, they still might be this great player, but it's got to be, I've played 2 tournaments too, you just don't know what the other team, and you try to figure out pretty quickly, what are they good at, what do they like to do, but it's a lot easier to do a headshot in the tournament when people aren't just sitting there. You do that. I was so mad. I hit a couple balls good down the middle, and I'm just like, I said to Bryan, I was like, this fucking guy just sticks out his left arm,
I sit much different when I'm defending you than anyone else. I pinch up to the net and I lean to go back.
Inside, yeah.
If you when you hit that ball today, I had no idea that was coming.
The one that I hit kind of at you, that went through.
You hit that corner.
Yeah.
But your putt shot is easily your most disgusting shot. So I sit there. And if you're going to chalk the deep, then I'll take a few steps.
It's almost like if I swing the ball hard, I should probably just swing for your chest. Because every time I swing out here, you just go, boom, and pass it like it's not a thing. And I'm like, I hate it. Hey, John, we saw that over the net and a winner. Yep. John, for such a mild-mannered person, is such an angry volleyball player. And gets so down on himself. You taking the 30 or you taking 7?
7.
7.
Yeah, going near NYU.
All right, dude. Good to see you, brother.
I'll be back.
Yeah, let us know.
I'll be back.
Let
Yeah,
us
I
know.
still have an apartment and all my stuff's here, so I'm not leaving.
Good. Good. I'm sending Liam now. That's it.
Yeah,
you
tell
live,
Liam to
you
take
live
my
alone?
room. No, I got 2
You
roommates.
got 2 roommates. Yeah.
They'll take good care of him.
Yeah. That's no, be good. We'll talk. Enjoy the surf
Yes.
and rest that ankle a little bit, please. But,
Yes.
try
Come back.
Yeah.
Bigger and better than ever.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. All right, bud. Have a good one. No Ryan Shipley today. Very disappointed. He was supposed to come.
How long is he away for?
I think it's yeah, his grandparents are not doing great, so I think it's unclear. I think his birthday's towards the end of next month too, so I would guess probably at least a month. Which means no tall lefties for a month. No!
Oh no!
It's good. Nice shot, Stanley. What score?
8-6.
18-16?
18-6. They're trying so hard. It's crazy.
They are trying so hard?
Nice, Jake. Yeah.
That's my guy right there. Got a game here, Barbara. You feeling all right?
Yeah.
What are you, sore or tired? Oh, sore. Tuesday? Tuesday? Then there was trying Thursday and trying Friday. I was shocked nobody wanted to play on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
No touch, right? 21 all? Where do you play? Do you play on Friday someplace?
Yeah, at Pier 6.
Because Jackie and Danny asked if you guys wanted to play a Friday. Probably not this next Friday because it's July 4th. But,
I have like
or maybe a
class.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday would be better.
Monday. Are you free this Monday? I could ask them.
Yeah. There was this
Were
guy.
you out here on Monday? Because didn't you say somebody was out here doing
Yeah,
something?
there was one guy here doing class. Kevin, like from QBK.
Oh yeah. What time?
We work here like 7, 8. Yeah,
Okay,
it was,
so
He was packing.
he was packing at 8, so I guess he had
packing up to leave.
yeah.
That's early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that because that's the guy that does like the early class on Pier 6. So,
Yeah.
and usually I could play from like 6 to 8. So I guess we try to do the same here.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to play on Monday, we'll have to shut down. Get me.
Yeah.
You can't reserve the court at 6 a.m., right?
What did you say?
You can't reserve the court at 6 a.m. Just like what you cannot
Oh yeah. He can't tell you. Yeah.
you can't say like, yeah.
He doesn't have the 4 to 6. Yeah. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it starts at 8. So yeah. Ryan's it tied.
What? Yeah.
We got a game here, folks.
Yeah.
Gonna tire him out, so me and Adrian can go back on. Me and you versus Bryan and Sean. End it, Bryan.
What?
End it.
Engine?
End this game. Wow. Wow. I thought Stanley was going to certainly put that ball down. Dead. Great shot, Bryan. $25, $24?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
That hurts.